Hi everyone, it's May 22nd, 2022. Nope, 2021. That's the 22nd day of May. And 2 nights ago, I had my second COVID-19 vaccine shot. Moderna, I think that's the one that starts with an M. This Pfizer or Pfizer, whatever. And then the Moderna, I think is the name, as well as the Johnson and Johnson. So it's Moderna. First time that I had the shot, I just come back from a month of grueling hard work, trucking and loading the trailer myself, unloading and loading, unloading and loading 3 times or so per day. It was grueling, and I had never done that kind of work before. So when I came back, I'm sorry about this video that it's so, okay, it's better. When I came back, I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna sleep forever. I slept for 3 days. Well, you know, kinda. And then day 4, I went and got my first vaccine shot. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm still tired. Oh my God, I'm still tired. I got it on the right side. And I noticed that because they shoot you right here. And I felt the swelling, but whatever. And I was like, was the only thing, whatever, don't worry about it. My mind still had Washington State where I was working, and I was like, I'm so glad I'm out of that, but I'm still tired. I can't believe how tired I am. I must be really getting older. I had my birthday while I was out there in April. I say all that to say, 2 nights ago, they called me. I was supposed to go back on the 24th or something like that. But they called me on the 20, whatever it was, 2 nights ago, 21st. And they said 20th. And they were like, do you think you'll be able to come in tonight? So I was able to, and I went. Sidebar, the reason they did that, she told me, was so that they don't throw away leftover shots. I thought it was a great initiative, and I'm all about recycling and saving. And I don't know if recycling is the term we're going to use for vaccine or any health medication or whatever. Now, 21st, I come back. I ate a lot of French bread, garlic French bread, and I go to sleep. It had been a productive day all around, so I had a nice day. I went to sleep. 20, so it's the 20th. 21st, I woke up in the morning, and I had things to do, so I'm like, oh, let me, gear up and get ready to go out and do stuff. And all of a sudden, around like 11, I'm like, oh, I just want to sleep. Oh my gosh. The tiredness that I felt before when I came back from Washington, sorry, that's my Instapot, I'm cooking. The tiredness that I had felt then lasted more than 2 weeks. So I was like, wow, can I really be this tired from working? So this time, but by the time I went back for my second shot, I wasn't tired or anything. I was back to being productive and normal. Productive not being the operative word. So yesterday morning, I made breakfast. I ate. I made my second breakfast, and then I made a big jug of tea, and I was drank. After that tea, I'm telling you, I was exhausted. I lay down in my bed. If you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on social media at Babalwa Brook, I was just like, oh, it feels so nice being here. I posted something, and I thought to myself, why am I trying to sleep? It's 11 o'clock. I went back. I got up. I was like, well, I gotta go. So I got my shit together. But the tiredness felt familiar. It felt just like I felt when I came back from Washington. That's when I was doo doo doo. Oh my gosh. I'm not getting older. I'm getting younger. I was just suffering side effects from the COVID-19 vaccine shot. It all made sense. I had already left the house, and I had things to do. I had to pick up refills of medication, not really medication, but medication, whatever. I walked in there and they did my temperature. But as I got out of the car, it was 71 degrees outside in Corona, California, which is 21 degrees Celsius, 71 Fahrenheit. I got out of the car and I was so cold. I had a jacket on and I was put a hoodie on. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm freezing. You know what? I thought of getting the first shot when I was in Spokane, Washington. I'm so glad I didn't do that because I would have been so tired and suffering side effects, and I had so much work I needed to do. It would have been extra horrible. I went and waited outside the line of the clinic hospital place, and then it was my turn and they did my temperature. I was like, please, Lord. Yes, I had my vaccine, but I don't know if they care. If my temperature is too high, it may be a problem. Or low, I don't know, but I was cold. And then the lady was like, okay, you're fine, here you go, give me my papers. I was like, oh, thank God. And on my papers it said, do you have any shivers or temperature or blah blah, some of the things that I was suffering from. I just wanted to pick up my prescription and leave. And I thought, no, 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 please, I don't want to be explaining this. Just freaking give me my stuff and let me go. So I got the stuff that I needed. Oh, they did my vitals. High blood pressure was fine. My pulse was fine. And they did oxygen with the thing that we put here, no pun intended. And she just kept it there. And it kept beeping. And she was talking and it kept beeping. So I was like, is there a problem, lady? She said, yeah, your oxygen's low. Spoiler alert, I died. I'm a ghost. Wow. I was like, what does that mean? Is that one of the side effects of the COVID vaccine 19? Oh God, this is so long. Of the vaccine? And she said, no, it's not. I've just never seen, I don't see this often. I said, I've never had this before. She said, oh, you've never had your oxygen tested? I thought, I said, are you fucking dumb? No, that's not what I fucking, I apologize. I don't mean to call people dumb or anything, but it was just such a dumb question for somebody to ask. You've never had your oxygen checked? No, I have never had oxygen. What, when she said it's not something she's familiar with, what if I said, oh, taking people's oxygen is not something you're familiar with? Why are you lost right now? Why are you confused? Oh, I have very limited patience for that kind of shit. This lady ended up talking about herself for like 20 minutes, not working. Me sitting there trembling while she's talking about herself. She loves tracking. Her dad was a truck when she was 7 years old, when she was 6 years old. She knows everybody's medication prescriptions and dosages. She then started from her great grandparents. This is what they suffer from, and these are their doing. She's telling me all of this. I'm sitting here trembling. And I thought, wow, this lady has no sense of awareness. She has no self-awareness. And then I said something about an illness or health, something that I was there for. And she said, I don't know about that, but those were some good years when I went on the road with my dad. She didn't want to talk about why I was there. She wanted to talk about herself. If you can fucking believe that. Then I got everything I needed there and I left, got back in the car. Luckily my car was facing the sun, how I parked it. I got in the car and I just sat there and I defrosted my feet. I was so cold. It was so nice in the car. Then I had to go and pick up the medication. When I got to Walgreens, which is a pharmacy here in the US, they told me my medication will be ready in 15 minutes. So I sat in the car and I listened to a podcast that's gonna like lift up my oh. Do you know that I fell asleep? 10 minutes I was out like a light in the car. I woke up from this deep sleep after 10 minutes. That's how tired this thing makes you. Another thing, apart from freezing cold and being tired, is that in your arm, I don't know if you can notice, probably my background is not the best because I'm the same complexion as the wood in the back. But this is where they injected it, this area here, right? Now, do you see how it's, let me see. If you notice how it's picking out, that's, you see how it's sticking out starting here? That's the swelling. Because this is my regular arm, it's not sticking out like that. Let me see. It's not. If you can't tell the difference, promise you I'm not lying. But it's not, for me, it's not a big deal because I know it'll go away. But it does swell quite a bit. The whole chunk right here does swelling in when you do this. It feels hard. But no pun intended, it'll go away. For me, I was told to drink a lot of water. And if I have any pain, to take Tylenol. Tylenol is a pain pill. It doesn't contain aspirin, so it's the other one, and it's the expensive one. I have like ibuprofen here, and I have acetamol, blah blah blah, which are all cheap things that I think don't contain aspirin. Do not quote me on that. I'm not a doctor, but I've played one on TV. No jokes. So the tiredness was the main thing. I would be sitting in the car and I'd say to myself, start the car, go, 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 go. I went to one clinic, I went to the pharmacy, and then I went to Aldi to buy a few things because it was on my route back. I like to buy my almond milk from there because it's only $2 per 2 liters, or half a gallon. So I bought a few things there. I'm telling you, I just needed a few things, so I took a box and I put them in a box. The box was so heavy for me. I had to put it here on my shoulder. It was so heavy. I left it in an aisle and I went and picked up the rest of my stuff, which was not heavy things, like vegetarian burgers, vegetarian. It's not about vegetarianism. It's about little burgers and whatever in a box. It wasn't a lot of things, and they were not heavy, but for my normal self, but they were yesterday. I came back to the house, parked the car, and I thought, oh my God, I gotta get out and carry this box. I got out and I saw one of the guys who live here, and I was like, hey, how are you doing? He said, long night. This is like 3 p.m. at this point. He said, you're tired. I was like this. I was a zombie. I'm thankful that I wasn't booked to work yesterday, number one. Number two, that I was safe to be out there with other people driving. You really never know who is driving in front of you, next to you, behind you. And of course, everybody's already texting, including you. And now there's people falling asleep from the vaccine as well, who maybe were not well equipped in knowledge as to what would happen. Because maybe if I had completely, I know I should have done my own part, but I don't like to have too much negative information of something that I've already decided I'm going to do, because it just, those negative things will sit, I don't want them to sit in my subconscious, and all of a sudden I'm experiencing them more than I probably would have before. I live in my own blah 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 bubble. I'm glad that everybody was safe. Don't recall, I don't have my hot stuff here in the place where I'm living, because my stuff is still in storage and I don't want to completely settle here. So I took my winter stuff to storage. So I don't have my electric blanket, I don't have my heating pad. I was Googling heating pads this morning. I'm going to try getting a heating pad in a store now. It's like summer already almost. So what I've been doing, we're heating up water and putting it in a bottle, doing like a hot water bottle. That's how cold I've been. I need to heat up my bottle again. Today, I left the house at 11. The lady, the nurse, self-absorbed nurse, she's not a nurse, she's something. She told me it's only going to be 18 hours of side effects and then I'll be fine. I got the vaccine, not last night, but the night before, so it's been more than 20 hours. However, today, as you can see that like I have energy. I'm more energetic than I was. I feel a little tired. There's something about this part where they injected it on both sides. All of a sudden, it's kind of back, the pain. It's like these joints hurt, and just this whole area here by the shoulders. Other than that, I'm fine. I hope you learned something from this. Thank you very much for watching. I will talk to you next time. And do check out my one of my previous videos about when I got the first vaccine. I don't know what I said there, but you can check it out. And please subscribe to my channel. That would be nice. Find me on all social media at Babalwa Brook. And I also have a blog, which is babalwabrook.com. Tell me your experiences of the virus, as well as the vaccine, if you've gotten it, why you got it, why you wouldn't get it, and whatever. Thanks. Bye.